I know. I'm just joking.
Okay. Miss Engineer Richard, are we good to go? Okay, thank you. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, sir.
My name is Otumba Odugbemi. I'm the CEO of Inspection and Facility Management Services. We are into provision of integrated facility management and human capacity development. That is on professional basis. Also, I've been a public affairs analyst for over 5 years. This saying true to the public, saying true to the conscience of our leader, also educating the citizens on their right to information, right to vote, and right to life, and right to defend themselves.
Okay. So we're going to be asking questions based on the role of media in this coming elections. So, what is the role of the media in an electoral process as we prepare for the general election?
Thank you very much. The role of media in the electoral process in the forthcoming election is all encompassing. It's all encompassing in the sense that media should take a strategic role. Media should be a better umpire. Media is supposed to provide citizens the right to information. By that information, I mean quality information, not mutilated information, not sensational information, information that have been properly investigated, information that have been subjected to forensic investigation, and there is a proven of evidence to show high level of truthfulness. They're supposed to provide platform for people and provide opportunity for people to have a voice. Because the Nigerian populace, the citizenry, have been repressed for such a long time. We say there's a freedom of information, but we also garage. Nigerians have been oppressed to a point now that because of the toxic environment, the kind of what comes out of them are not adequately reported. And also the people that matters, the political elites, our leaders, don't hear truthful information. They always hear mutilated information that give them, that hail them, that promote them, without actually connecting to the root. So in this dispensation, media is supposed to be the platform and voice to people, to report accurately what people are saying, to report the anger and how oppressed people are. For instance, we've seen quite a lot of shenanigans going on in the platform. Youth have expressed themselves. They've been oppressed. Our children have been out of school for 1 year. Out of school children is over 20 million. It is now we're getting to know the truth, the real situation. It is time for media to live up to the expectation, and also to ensure that they offer a medium without inflammatory voices. Now, in the forthcoming election, we expect integrity, credibility, ability to safeguard the electoral process. This is one of those strategic responsibility of the media. Media is the only organ through which people interface with the people directly. They are supposed to be a pivot. They are supposed to be a pivot and also a landscape through which they now report, because they give information between the citizens, the leaders, and the political elites. Those are the supply chain that's involved in this electronic process. But who is that umpire that should report accurately what the elites are saying, what the political leaders are saying, what the contestants are saying, what the parties are saying, without being biased? That is what is expected of media. Now, we're saying now that how objective are the information that comes from media these days? We have seen quite a lot of shenanigans on the poll. We've seen a lot of falsification. We've seen a lot of inflammatory program that is being promoted through the media. By media, I mean through news, through newsprints. Some go through the social media, which they use as opportunity and tool to do direct confrontation. We also should know that information dissemination is quite germane in this election, because information will determine how people will act, will determine how people will react, and a falsified information could set the nation ablaze. So that is what is expected of media. In media, it is expected of media now to be very independent, pluralistic, transparent, accountability, offer accountability, equality, fairness, and justice. This is what is lacking in entire populace. This is why people are marginalized, because truth is not being said to the leader. Our leaders' truth is not being said to their conscience. We've seen them when they come, they remain unperturbed because they do not feel the heat of the poor masses, with the poor masses. This is what is expected of them now, so that we'll be able to know what to do. It's not the current shenanigan where people use flimsy excuses, they shout so many slogans, which are actually looking into people that can deliver. This is not the time to talk about parties. This is not the time to talk about shenanigan. It is time to face the reality. Nigeria is in a state of comatose. Nigeria is in a state of quagmire. We are coming to a point where we're becoming very ungovernable. Look at the security information, the situation of this country. Look at how many deaths. Look at how many kidnapping. Are we getting the right information? Media are supposed to be held accountable. Media are supposed to be truthful. Media are supposed to say the truth to the conscience of the people. Also, they are supposed to say the truth to the leader, irrespective of who facilitated their position, irrespective of who put there, irrespective of whichever organ they are doing. Are you in newsprint? Are you in radio? Are you in television? Are you truthful? Do you say truth to yourself? Are you the voice of the nation? Are you the conscience of the nation? We owe this nation duty of being truthful. That is what the media is supposed to be. As of today, media is supposed to maintain high level of dignity, integrity. What have we seen? We've seen quite a lot of news, sensational news going around the populace. We've seen the people who are not even contesting the kind of language you use. Think of a case when the chairman of a party is calling governors children, and the governors are firing back to say, we pick you from the gutter. Those are language that media should not support, because it's portraying us as a disorderly society. It is portraying us that we are ungovernable. It shows that the citizenry have not been responsible in the way they do things. Our leaders have not been credible. They've not offered us good content integrity. That's where governance has eluded us. Those are the where media should come. Media should remain impartial. Media should remain objective. Make sure to maintain a governance structure accord. Make sure to be very accurate in what you are saying, because your voice should be the conscience of the nation. Your voice should be bunker that cause a change. The real change we are talking about is what media should talk about. The real change of what they're about is actually people, media addressing the specific issue on the people. Our mind needs to be restructured. Our mind needs to be depolarized. We are so toxic. The kind of language that comes from the populace, from our leader, the kind of situation they place in us, how they've treated us, how they've oppressed us, how the Nigerians cannot afford to feed themselves. Nigerians cannot sleep again in their house. Nigerians cannot walk free. You can't go to the market because the inflation rate reported is 19.6. But go to the commodity market, we're talking about 45%. So which means if you have 100 naira today, you're only getting 55 naira reward. That is if you can go. Our farmer cannot go to. How are the media reporting accurate information? Accurate number of deaths that happen. Do we have the fact of people that have died now? Do we have the issue of the insecurity that have come? There's a lot of news they will come. They will just get smell of news. We have a lot of probe going on. But what is the result? NDDC probe, about 40 billion of the mind. How has we made their fear? They only create a kind of comical issue in the public space. And yet they leave the citizenry unguided, uninformed. That's why citizens are becoming irresponsible. Those are the things I expect the media should say.
Okay, sir. So how can the media uphold the tenet of balance and fairness?
The media can only uphold the balance if they are sincere to themselves. Media can only do what is right, what is just, fairness and equity, if they themselves are very sincere, if they themselves have integrity, if they themselves have credibility. The unfortunate thing is that those who go to the field, are they well cared for? You expect a journalist to give accurate information, and yet it's not being encouraged. There's no welfare structure. It means that they will be free to collect one or two things from the people and also minimize the talk. So what it means is that our leaders who are managing information have not done well. Are we talking about legacy institutions that should have taken the forefront? Are we talking about Ministry of Information? Are we talking about National Orientation Agency? What kind of information are they given? So what we're saying is this: it is the people that determines what should come out. So media should be impartial. Media should report accurately what is happening. Media should not be influenced by money, irrespective of the situation you are in. Your conscience matter. But what we're saying is that most of the people who are vying for political appointment, because they are so rich, they can spread their fruits around so that they minimize the kind of information covering the garment of the people of the truth being carried away. That's why when things begin to unfold, we begin to see things. We're gradually seeing the media should be transparent. It is when they're truthful to themselves, when they have conscience, when they're not talking about the environment, when they are working at defending the sovereignty of this nation. That's why we have a balance, equity, and justice.
Thank you, sir. So what is the media doing that we are not supposed to do, and what are they not doing that we are supposed to do?
Media are falling short of the standard and benchmark that is expected. Let's tell the truth to ourselves. Private institutions are occupying a leadership position for 14 years concurrently. It means that privately driven organization is saying things that are truthful. What is our legacy institution, radio and TV, saying? In the past, they used to take the forefront of disseminating right information. Now, media has now been political. What we're saying is this: the only thing they need to do is to be impartial. But we've seen a lot of partiality going on because people tend to minimize the information they give about the contestant or influencers in the society. So the only way they can be relevant is to be impartial, to maintain fairness and equity, to be credible, to be a man of integrity. Because when you have credibility and integrity, a media person must be credible, must have integrity, must know that the word you are saying is like a bombshell. Maybe the people in media do not know their impact. They do not know how important they are. Their words are like Lord, because they can create a kind of perception that will take donkey years to go. So I think they should be truthful to themselves. There should be pragmatism, there should be meritocracy, and also they should have up-to-date training. They should be they should be treated well. There should be an enabling environment for any journalist. There should be an enabling environment for any TV station. When you go to the environment, what does the environment speak to you? Because a person who is in the media is influenced by what he sees, is influenced by the environment he interacts with, and that would determine how he will react. People give false reaction because they are afraid of their position. I am a private person. I will speak to the conscience of the nation. Are we running our TV station in Nigeria? Yeah. I can give kudos to people who are running private organizations. But for national TV, we've not seen high level of competitiveness. We've not seen pragmatism. We have not seen professionalism. We have also seen politicking all around. How do you want this nation to develop? It is depend on quality of information. No matter how anybody is doing, if it is not adequately reported, people will not feel the impact. We've seen now governors across different states that we know have been gone through a high level of impunity. They are now showing road they are doing. Can you see how our media have turned to pure mediocres? They tend to be sensational because their hands are being gripped. How can a governor we know has not been doing anything? Because he's about to go, you are now showing road. Is he not supposed to do road? The tax they are collecting, is it free money? That's why I'm saying media are ghostly partial now. That's why we're not feeling it. The people are not very anxious. If media have been very pragmatic, if media has reported the true situation of things, the conscience of the leader will have known, because people will be able to confront them. But now, the media themselves, instead of being transparent, they have created a donut effect, out of which they only reflect what will please those who sponsor them. Is it not a shame? It's a shame.
Thank you very much. You said it all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. I hope it should be the way I say it. Can you see? Can you see? See, madam. See what you're doing now. You can't use everything.
I'll read out what is